Welcome to this explainer. We hear companies brag about their quote-unquote great quality all the time, right? But what does that actually mean? Today, we're going to transform quality from this vague, fuzzy corporate buzzword into a ruthless, measurable framework, one that literally drives your bottom line and builds serious global competitiveness. Let's get into it.
Okay, so here's our roadmap. We're looking at the quality strategy, measuring quality dimensions, the cost of quality, investing in prevention, and finally, the ISO 9000 standard.
Section 1, the quality strategy. We got to establish our baseline here. To really ground this, let's look at how the U.S. Department of Defense defines total quality. They describe it as the continual improvement of people, processes, products, and environments to achieve organizational excellence, superior value, and global competitiveness. Basically, this means absolutely anything affecting quality is a target for relentless improvement. It's not just a department down the hall, It's a shared obsession across the whole business to ask, every single day, how can we do this better? And these strategic foundations completely rewire how a business operates. You stop relying on some manager's gut feeling, and you start relying on hard data and scientific decision-making. You adopt a customer-centric focus, and that means both internal and external customers, and you actually empower the employees who are closest to the work. By fostering cross-functional teamwork, you're literally eliminating internal politics, and it's all geared toward a long-term perspective, rather than just chasing those quick, short-term wins.
All right, Section 2, measuring quality dimensions. Let's look at how customers actually judge us.
Customers judge your offerings using very specific yardsticks. For physical products, researcher David Garvin identified 8 dimensions. They look at things like performance and reliability, how long a phone battery lasts, and aesthetics, like how sleek it feels in your hand. But if you're delivering a service, we use the ServQual model's 5 dimensions. Here, customers are judging your tangibles, like is the hotel lobby actually clean, alongside your empathy, your responsiveness, and the trust you generate.
The huge takeaway here is that quality dimensions break down these broad, fuzzy expectations into measurable, meaningful parts. By defining these specific yardsticks, organizations can consistently engineer excellence, whether you're selling a tiny microchip or delivering a massive consulting service.
Section 3, the cost of quality. Because honestly, making great stuff is only half the story. It is the ultimate executive question. How much does poor quality actually cost us? The true cost of quality captures not just the price of doing things well, but the massive and often totally hidden expenses of failing to do them right the very first time. So we can break these failure costs into 2 major categories. Think of internal failure costs as the mistakes you catch behind closed doors. It's like a chef burning a meal in the kitchen. It means scrap, rework, inconsistent output, and unplanned downtime. But external failure costs, those happen when that mistake actually reaches the customer. It's like serving that meal with a bug in it. Now you're dealing with warranty expenses, returns, complaint resolution, and worst of all, lost trust. Internal failures drain your resources, for sure. But external failures, they can literally destroy a business. Section 4, investing in prevention. This is how we stop the bleeding. The quote-unquote good costs of quality fall into 2 buckets. Appraisal costs are your routine health checkups, things like incoming inspections, product audits, calibrating tools, and reviewing paperwork. They catch flaws, right? But they don't cure the underlying disease. Prevention costs, on the other hand, are the smart investments. It's like hitting the gym and eating right. We're talking quality and process planning, new products reviews, real-time process monitoring, and heavy employee training. Appraisals catch the problem, but prevention ensures the problem never even exists in the first place.
So how do you build this culture of prevention? Well, it's a systematic step-by-step process. 1. You conduct rigorous quality planning and reviews right at the drawing board. 2. You implement process monitoring to catch risks instantly. 3. You perform regular internal audits to make sure systems are actually being followed. And 4. You invest continuously in employee training. Building this robust defense drastically reduces your need for those tedious end-of-the-line inspections.
The ultimate philosophy here is super simple. Investing in prevention pays off. More prevention equals less damage control. Shifting your budget toward prevention might feel like a heavy upfront cost, I get it, but it systematically wipes out those massive internal and external failure expenses we just talked about.
Finally, Section 5, the ISO 9000 standard. How do we take all this and apply it globally?
You've probably heard of ISO 9000, and let's be honest, it often gets dismissed as just a giant mountain of bureaucratic paperwork. But actually, ISO 9000 is a globally recognized, incredibly practical guidebook for building a lasting culture of quality. It doesn't rigidly dictate exactly how to run your business. Instead, it ensures your processes are well-defined and that the customer is at the dead center of every single decision you make. The standard is built on some non-negotiable core principles. ISO 9000 2015 establishes the fundamental concepts and vocabulary, but the real magic is in the execution. It demands customer focus, striving to constantly exceed expectations. It requires leadership to create a unified purpose and direction. It mandates a process approach for consistent, predictable results, and it demands continuous improvement as an ongoing, never-ending objective. If you align with these principles, you can meet strict global demands no matter your company's size or industry.
So, as we wrap up this explainer, I want you to look closely at your own organization, your teams, your processes, and ask yourself this absolutely crucial question. Are you paying for prevention or are you paying for failure? Because at the end of the day, you're gonna pay for one of them. And the answer to that question will completely define your bottom line. Thanks for diving into quality management with me today.